And next up will be last week's winner, Brash Brad Keselowski, in the Miller Lite Dodge in his 4th trip to Darlington in a Cup car. Finished a career best of 3rd here last year after starting 10th. Never led a lap here. I got a feeling that may change tomorrow night.
I tell you, I still think he had an effect on the outcome of last year's race. When with Regan and Carl up there and Brad right in 3rd when they restarted, Brad did everything he could to get up there to kind of mess with Carl a little bit, and it actually helped Regan.
18th quickest in opening practice.
I think he's going to step it up pretty good right here.
Yeah, Brad making his 100th career start in Sprint Cup here tomorrow night. 7th quickest on lap 1, 27.50.
Going to go for another one. Car looked a lot better off 2 that time.
194 down into the corner, Darrell.
Yes, sir. That's unbelievable here at Darlington. See it, Larry. See that lap and a half that the tires have in them.
Yep. He was really made him mad by the time you get back over there.
Only fell off 7 100ths on lap 2, but Keselowski right now stands 7th. Thank you, Matt. Clint Bowyer, the 5-hour Energy Toyota, will roll out 21st. That means he was 26th quickest in the opening round of practice. Bowyer has a pair of 3rd place starts here in 12 appearances.
Got through 1 and 2 nice. It didn't, the bumps didn't bother the car and didn't hardly moved. Did wiggle a little bit getting into 3 right there, and you see it lost a little bit of time, and that's that tailwind shoving him in that corner faster than he wants to go. Picked it up a little bit off 4.
I think it's going to be good enough. No, I mean just almost.
Yeah.
2 100ths off of Earnhardt, but Bowyer slots in 2nd between Earnhardt and Bain. Coming up, Eric Almirola, Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart. 6 drivers to go in qualifying at Richmond, presented by Golden Corral. Jimmie Johnson in the Lowe's Chevrolet. 2 poles and 3 victories for Johnson, but none of either since 2008 here.
It's not going to be a very good first lap, what it's looking like so far. He has his 3 teammates in the top 10 right now. But Darrell, you talked about strategies. What they're going to do is he may be on that strategy, taking it easy on lap 1.
I believe that's what these boys are up to. Got that air pressure just a little bit lower. Let the car come to you on the 2nd lap.
It's not getting there, though. It's certainly a better lap, but way off for Jimmie Johnson.
Yeah, if that was their strategy.
And I didn't see the car out of shape anywhere.
No. 24th fastest for Johnson with a 21:35, and after practicing 6th, that's got to be quite a disappointment.
It's kind of like we said, Larry. If it feels good, you're probably not going real fast. If it feels bad, well, you may be up close to the pole.
Smith's on the pole by 2 100ths as Kasey Kahne brings the Quaker State number 5 Chevrolet out for Rick Hendrick. Kahne has 3 front row starts at Charlotte, but never a pole yet.
Yeah, he's got to watch turn 3. And I know that's probably on his mind, too, because of what happened over here last week. He was on a great lap last week and had trouble in turn 3 and ended up crashing the car. So not expecting anything like that to happen tonight.
Tell you what, he's looking pretty solid right now if he can get through 3 and 4. And you know what tells me we've been up here in this booth doing this a long time? Kasey's making his 300th career start in Sprint Cup this weekend.
Well, he's going to go to the top right here.
Kasey Kahne, like a freight train, number 1, 28.25. He knocks a 10th of a second off the pole time. And we are now within a 10th and a half of last year's pole. And we're about 3/10 off the track record.
But we're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
What the effect of those tires will be like tonight at 6 o'clock right here on Speed, breaking into Le Mans competition. And now we have who was the fastest on the racetrack in the past 3 days on the track.
If there's one driver that's really glad there's a practice this afternoon, it would be Carl Edwards and Bob Osborne, because they can definitely dig into maybe what was going on with their race car.
Now, this car ran 204 miles an hour yesterday, and right now, unless he does something miraculous through 3 and 4 here,
He went 204.708 in practice. How close will he be to that number across the stripe for Biffle? 35.676. That is 201.816 miles per hour. And that is one and done for Greg Biffle. Now let's go back to Mark.
He did with the IMSA, the sports car, to come up through while he drove for him. I mean, so many championships and so much that he brought to this sport. And I think Jack Roush and that team elevated road racing in this sport, that organization, because it forced everybody else to say, well, if Jack's doing it, it's got to be the right way because he knows how to get it done.
Yeah, when Mark Martin drove for him, I mean, you'd go over and you'd want to look at their car and they'd have everything on it covered up.
Yes.
Shocks, springs, everything, because they don't want anybody to see what they were doing.
But they knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't know.
We were kicking your butt.
Yeah, and we were taking short track cars and trying to run road races. They were bringing road race cars.
Those Mustangs that Roush ran there for those number of years in the 24-hour races.
Incredible.
That was a sure thing.
Yeah, incredible.
Tough week last week for Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin got turned around off turn 4. Busted a fuel line, I believe it was. Started a fire, and that ended his day. Joey Logano involved in that crash on the restart on the back straightaway at Michigan. Engine problems for Kyle Busch. A new day here this weekend, a place where they've had relative success. Logano on the pole last year and
cutting the corner.
That was tough right there,
cutting the corner right there, buddy.
I'm telling you, that was cutting the corner.
Sorry, Adam, but he was up in the air on the wrong side that time.
Yeah, he almost was on the back side of the ripple strips.
That's right.
God, his car looks good through there.
You can hear it. You can hear them when they come around that corner and they get back in the gas and they're digging.
Yeah, just hangs it in there, gets down to the apex, gets down to the curb and picks up the gas and just stays steady. Denny looked good through there.
Yeah, 10 and 11 are going to really pay off for him.
Hamlin picked up a lot on the latter part of his lap. He ends up 7th of those 33 drivers that have gone out and made a qualifying run at Sonoma. 76.052 seconds. That's just over 94 miles per hour. Still to come, Kyle Busch and brother Kurt. They've both gone to victory.
Of the top 5, 4 Chevrolets and now the Dodge in 3rd.
And quite honestly, you know, people talk about, well, they're going to throw away you don't throw away the cars. You just change the sheet metal. I mean, they probably can just change some parts of the sheet metal. Won't have to change it all. So it's not, you can build a brand new car for Homestead if you want to, and you'll be able to use it next year with no problem.
Yeah, changing the sheet metal, which everyone's going to have to do for the 2013, and then adapting their chassis to go from the Dodge to the Ford engine.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. I mean, this year, everybody's got to change sheet metal. So it's really not that big a deal.
We'll stay on the theme of change right now as we have Matt Kenseth on the racetrack. And the big story coming into last week was Matt Kenseth no longer will be with Roush Fenway Racing at the end of 2012. He is heading off to a different organization. Hasn't answered the question as to who it will be, but has said he has a deal in place that he will race for someone else in 2013.
I think we know who it's going to be. I just don't know if we know how it's going to be.
Yeah,
I think that's the holdup.
The details that have not been given out yet, but yeah, the rumor early on is Joe Gibbs Racing is where Matt Kenseth will head in 2013.
Yeah, I think trying to work things out with Joey and Home Depot and the whole 9 yards. I think that's where maybe some hangups are right now. Get that resolved, we'll know what Matt's going to be doing. But seeing number 17 on the racetrack, tomorrow is my wife's birthday. And just want to wish her a happy birthday.
Very good.
Because when I won the Daytona 500 in 1989, if it hadn't been for her math and
that's right,
and then figuring out the gas mileage and talking Hammond into going for it, I don't know if we'd have won that race or not.
I didn't think he was going to give Hammond credit for it there for a minute.
Well, I think you should give Stevie credit for it.
Well, she told Hammond when it come down to the end there, she said, "Look, we figured out ways to lose this thing. Let's try to figure out a way to win one."
No pressure, Jeff. No pressure at all. Matt Kenseth, first lap was 24th quick. Now tracking in the top 5 for lap number 2.
That's a good run right there, boys.
This is a
going
good
in the
lap.
right direction.
But you think about it, Roush Fenway Ford's had a lot of speed down here in February. Yeah, Matt Kenseth won the race, but they swept the front row in qualifying with Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle.
That car right there is squeaky clean, I'm telling you. She's
Take a
coming.
look at this.
She's coming, boys.
Out of turn 4, can Kenseth take the pole away from Tony Stewart?
Yeah, baby.
Down to the apron he goes.
Yes!
Does he get it? Yes, he does. 46.781. It took him 6/1000th of a second to outdo Tony Stewart, but that's exactly what he has done in that run.
And that's not the car he won the Daytona 500 in either.
That one's parked over in
right behind us.
Yeah.
But Clint, Bowyer, we're trying to hurry to get the interview in before you think you're going to get knocked off. You don't think that's going to hold up?
No, I just got in way too hard into one and got loose in and had to wait on the throttle forever. I can't believe it ran that good. I felt like I blew it pretty bad, but 5-hour Energy Toyotas, it's good. We always run good here, and I'm looking forward to the race. It was really good in race trim, what race trim we did run in practice. I think that'll be 9th or 10th.
Well, Adam, we have Larry and I, we call Jeff Gordon Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I call him the Master. And we have Go Daddy. And now we have New Daddy.
That's right. That's a good point.
We got some daddies playing the game.
We were teasing Kevin Harvick earlier in practice. We said there's no truth to the rumor that Keelan, the newest addition to the Harvick family, is going to be in a go-kart racing this fall. They're going to hold him off at least till spring before they get him behind the wheel.
He's already on Twitter. It's like that little baby that does those commercials, sitting in the high chair. He's already on Twitter.
and he's proud of Daddy today because Kevin just put up a lap at 28.666 seconds. And that's 132.868 miles per hour. He is third.
I do know what his nickname will be, though, when he gets older.
You think Otis?
Otis.
It's already started.
See where they are in race trim on Sunday afternoon. Here is Tony Stewart. Now, you heard from Tony a little while ago. Not the most optimistic report on a race car that we've had from a driver.
They worked on this car in race trim the whole second practice. Just never really got it. You can see the concern on their face when they were in the garage. They didn't really get it anywhere near what they wanted. You can still see he's got a lot of confidence in Steve Addington to get it right. He's got some time after this qualifying session to work on it and get your hands on it. They'll come up with something. I'm sure they'll be good tomorrow.
Yeah, that was just all morning has been just kind of a thrash for these crew chiefs in particular, Andy, with early practice session, which went right in almost to the second practice session, then have them go straight to get it ready to qualify. So not a lot of time to digest maybe what you may and may not have.
Well, you don't even have time to think. You go back, you got to get the car through tech in an hour and a half. You don't even have time to think, much less work on the car. So they just get out here, do the best they can, and throw a lap down, and that's only 15th so far for Stewart at a 50-31.
Last year, Tony started 24th, had an early penalty, hit the commitment cone, had to go back to 33rd, and came back to finish 6th. So it might be another one of those dig hard days for Tony Stewart here on Sunday. Jeff Gordon, 5-time Pocono winner, 4-time Sprint Cup champion. He was one of many who got busted for speeding on pit road in the June race here. There were 22 pit road speeding penalties in that June race. With the reconstruction of the pit lane, some of the timelines were in different places than they had been before, and maybe not everybody had everything completely figured out. There was one short zone at the end of pit road that caught a lot of guys.
Yeah, you kind of get in a rhythm at these tracks, and you kind of count on things being a certain way, and done it for so long here at Poconos. A lot of teams did get caught off guard with that, with those new timing lines.
Whoa,
God,
got the wall
there. Yeah.
I was going to say, let's see how he fares against Montoya. In turn 3, he was pretty close on time until the exit of turn 2.
I was going to say, just to finish up that story, despite the pit road speeding penalty, Gordon had worked himself back into contention for the win, and they got on the wrong strategy to what turned out to be the winning strategy. Circumstances fell a different way. It might have been the winning strategy, but it fell the opposite way for them and ended up finishing 19th.
We thought he hit the wall, but I think he may have missed it.
And we saw a lot of dust. Yeah. You and I saw the same thing, which is this smoke flying we're going to see right here.
That makes you think that there's a little bit of contact. See if we can get a better angle at it right here. He was out of shape for sure.
I don't think he hit it.
Wow.
How did he miss it?
He's just that good.
Not by much.
4 championships, but not being able to drive.
Well, that's how he did it.
Yeah. He was dusting off an area that few dare tread on.